Hello, it's so nice to see you again, and welcome. This is Sandra Hart at Life Over 60. I've been in lockdown here in South Beach for about 10 months, and I've had a lot of time to think about a lot of things. And the other day, while talking to my grandchildren, I was thinking about happiness. Why at times it's so elusive, and other times it's just like a big balloon and it breaks out right in front of us. I decided that it would be rather interesting to talk to some people from all ages, and I did, from 7 until 80, about the happiest day of their lives. What makes you happy? When you're in the kitchen? When you are observing nature? Or watching the sunrise or set? Or your grandchildren? Or memories? Or the first snowfall? Maybe it's that first morning cup of coffee, that special day in your life? Gathering fresh eggs on a farm? Enjoying a good breakfast? Or beautiful flowers? Just what makes you happy? Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I thank you so much for following all of us on this adventure. I just love having you. The other day, since we have a lot of time to think because most of us are in lockdown, I was thinking about happiness and why it is so elusive sometimes, why it's so hard for us maybe to find happiness, even though maybe we have a lot of wonderful things are going on around us and we should be happy. I thought maybe what I would do, I'm going to talk to a few people and I'm going to ask them just what was the happiest moment they can look back and say the happiest moment of their lives. Well, I interviewed people from 7 to 80. It's quite a stretch. But I wanted to know exactly what was the happiest day in their lives. Now, some of them had to think about it and get back to me, but others right off the bat told me exactly, they could remember immediately, they didn't have to think about it, what was the happiest day of their lives. Today I'm going to talk about it, and I want you to think about what is the happiest day of your life, and at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what the happiest day of my life was. Let's start first with the youngsters, the young ones. Well, I got all kinds of different answers. But do you know what a majority of them said? They said that their happiest moment, the happiest day in their lives, was when they got their new puppy. Yeah, that's right, when they got their new puppy. Some of the little girls said the happiest day of their life was when they got their favorite doll for Christmas. That made them really happy. And some of the boys said, so this is the difference, we're going to talk about it. What the boys said, the happiest day of their life was when their dad took them someplace special that they really wanted to go. So all of these young children, they really didn't have to think about it either. They told me right away. But the girls talked about baby dolls and getting a new puppy. And what does that tell you? Early on, that women are nurturers. We are born with the instinct to take care of things. Whether it's a doll, it's a puppy, or it's a child. So we start really young with that nurturing thing inside of us. And boys, well, they liked experiences. You know, going someplace with their dad that was really fun, or getting that tech toy that they wanted, that gaming system that they always wanted. So boys are kind of filled more with action and stimulation, while the little girls were more nurturing, don't you think? Now, once we get into the later teenage years from 18 to 20-year-old, both sexes, both boys and girls, said that their most exciting thing and the happiest day of their lives was when they got their first car and they could drive. Both of them. So you're going from things that you like to play with, and you're kind of growing up, and you want that independent experience of having your own car and learning to drive. And it is really amazing that the answers were honestly closer and more the same than when I did what men and women like and had qualities that they liked in one another. So this happiness quotient is a little bit universal in age groups. That's what I'm finding. Now, when I interviewed men and girls in their 20s also, their happiest day is when they got their college degree or when they got that first job. It made them so happy because it gave them their first paycheck. And those things were very important to them. Now let's move on to the 30 to 80 group of men. They said that most of the things and most of their happiest days were attached to relationships, either relationship with someone in their lives or a relationship with their career. A lot of them said it was the first day that they met the girl that they were going to marry. That was the happiest day of their lives. Others said that the happiest day of their life was when they got that big promotion and probably a private office or a sign on the door or their pilot's license. It was attached to some type of achievement. So we had relationships, meeting the woman of their dreams and getting married was the happiest day of their lives, and achieving that great career plateau. And I was really surprised that only a few of them said that the happiest day was when they became a father. I thought that there would be more answers from them saying that they would be happy that they became a father. Do you want to know what the women said? Well, the women who remained single or were married and didn't have children, theirs also was the day that they got married, the day that they found their spouse, or their soulmate was really important to them, and also their career achievements. Things that they had done personally to boost their self-esteem, and it was like the first promotion that they had, the first big thing that they did, maybe the first book that was published if they were a writer. So these things were really important to women who were not mothers. The surprise of my life, kind of, was when I interviewed women who were mothers from the ages of 20, 30 to 80, and they're now grandmothers. Every single one of these women, said that the most important and the happiest day of their life was when they had their first child. Every single one of them was the same. What does that tell you? That honestly, we mothers and grandmothers have such a nurturing feeling for our children and grandchildren. There was only one person out of this whole group, only one, who said it was when her first book was published. Now, this woman has 3 children, but right off the bat, the top of her head, she said it was when my first book was published. But everybody else in this study group said when they first became a mother. I found this so terribly interesting because I remember when I was little, probably the happiest day of my life is when I got that favorite doll that I'd asked for Christmas. I was so excited. And the day a stray dog wandered into our yard when I lived out in the country, and my father allowed me to keep it. So it was my first dog. Those are things that when I was a little girl that really made me happy, and I thought it was the happiest day in my life. But once I became a mother, once they put my first little girl into my arms, it was all over. My life changed forever. All right, now I'm going to ask you to share with us two things. The first thing is, if you can remember back when you were a little girl, what was the happiest day of your life when you were a child? Think about it, the happiest day of your life when you were a child. And when you were 20 and beyond, and all of the years in between there, however old you are, what was the happiest day of your adult life? I'm really interested to find out, and I think our whole community will be interested in reading your replies. What was the happiest day when you were a little girl or a little boy, and what was the happiest day when you were an adult? Happiness can be elusive, but it's unique to all of us, except if you're a woman who's a mother, and it seems as though that all of us feel that the day our first child was born is the happiest day of our lives. Now, if you have a different answer, that's fine, but I think it'd be really interesting to find out. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let's all be happy. Do something good for yourself today. Make somebody else happy, and of course, share the love. Thank you for watching me. I love each and every one of you, and I can't wait to read those comments. Thank you. Hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.